This is John Michael Grogan with Advancing Your World. I think it can safely be said that most people are petrified over having to experience an encounter or a facing up to meeting with another person in order to settle an issue. Actually, confrontation is neutral. It's how it's handled that determines the outcome.
Dr. John Michael Grogan is a worldwide best-selling author and speaker. In this podcast, Advancing Your World, Dr. John Michael will help you position yourself for success by achieving greater purpose, significance, and exceptionalism. Now, here's Dr. John Michael Grogan.
Most of the people I have talked with would rather undergo a root canal than have to confront someone. The fear experienced by those having to face off with another person is equaled only by having to give a presentation or a speech. In any group, work, church, a social club, you will meet three kinds of people: allies, enemies, and fence-sitters. A fence-sitter is a person whose loyalties shift according to how perceived outcomes will benefit them. They're me-oriented rather than others-centered. Now, the last thing anyone needs is an enemy. You'll have enough of them if you're an achiever in the midst of bottom feeders. The upside is that a person can measure how well they're doing by the number of detractors they have. Lots of jealousy out there. People are threatened when their lack of commitment is exposed by someone who has a mission, a resolve to give an honest day's work for their wages. Confrontation's objective is to get clear so we can get back to productivity. If we fail at getting clear, many landmines will develop. Things like a negativity in company morale, backstabbing, revenge, gossip, constant bickering, even sabotage. This serves to hamstring a company or organization, for it destroys unity and harmony. When strife is present, unity flees. In all labor there is profit, but strife leads only to poor productivity and poverty. Studies show that in 65% of cases where confrontation is needed, management does nothing. And if they do confront, they come with an unsheathed saber. Crossed swords points usually results in making matters worse by increasing bitterness and hatred. Why do people come at each other in this way? It could be a total lack of human engineering skills on the part of the one who has to initiate the confrontation. It could be fear of man, caused by a younger man having to correct an older man, or a new manager having to correct a veteran. When it comes to a woman confronting a man, it can be especially dicey. Years ago, Fram oil filters launched a marketing campaign that said, "You can pay me now or you can pay me later." The meaning was clear. Keep up with your oil and filter changes, or it could cost you big bucks later. The later we address a problem, the worse it becomes, whether it's transmissions, kids, or people. The sooner the problem is addressed, the better. There's always a price to pay for procrastination. Procrastination results in poor morale. Let me say that again. Procrastination results in poor morale, whether it's a family or an organization or a church. Here's the risk for delaying the inevitable. The one needing to be confronted will be let go. And sometimes that's necessary. If we love people more than profit, I believe we have to earn the right to let someone go. This is why documentation is critical. It helps us deal in facts and not emotions. As a little fire can grow to be a raging conflagration, A failed opportunity to confront, to nip it in the bud, can result in conflict. Conflict always involves hostility. And let me say that again. Conflict always involves hostility. This is usually communicated through open opposition. Growth can sometimes come out of disagreement, but never out of conflict. Sometimes hostility is executed in the most tragic of ways, as we're all too familiar with. The source of all organizational conflicts is a result of self-focus, the big I, the thinking that the world revolves in a 360-degree circumference around our own navel. Here's an interesting insight. Conflict is a synonym for war. Now, if one of the names of Jesus Christ is Prince of Peace, who is the Prince of Darkness, the Prince of War? Every war ever fought has been instigated and driven by the evil one. His weapon of choice, most often used, is pride. Conflict causes individuals and nations to overstate things, to magnify faults and grievances. When we neglect to address grievances, a rift or interruption develops, followed by strife. With strife, as I've said before, the power in a family, church, department, section, division, or company goes. Left unaddressed, the individual or body is headed for extinction. Well, how do we deal with conflict? There are basically 4 ways. The first way is to withdraw from it, hope that it resolves itself. This indicates impotence and a weakness of character. The second way is just as incompetent. We avoid or bypass central issues and focus on secondary or minor points of conflict. The third way is similar in weakness. We change the base and deal with side issues. God doesn't wish for us to skirt the issue, to try and climb over it or tunnel under it or flank it. He means for us to face squarely off with the problem and go right through the center of it. Now, here's the process for conflict resolution. First, make sure you are dealing with facts and not emotions. Second, always make the initial confrontation in private. Third, if the person rebuffs all attempts to change behavior, go back for a third try and take 2 people with you. This does 2 things. It provides witnesses, and secondly, it allows corroboration of facts in case of litigation. We are a very litigious society today. And fourth, if the person continues to resist resolution, you need to conclude the relationship. It is to a person's honor to avoid strife, but fools are quick to quarrel. Conflict provides a wonderful opportunity to display the noble characteristics of a person: restraint, poise, and patience. Better off is one with patience than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. Non legitimus carborundum. Until next time, this is John Michael Grogan saying, be strong, be bold, be courageous.
Sign up for exclusive access to Dr. Grogan's newsletter, and as an added bonus, you'll receive access to the growth chart that Dr. Grogan talks about in the podcast Majoring in the Majors. Visit johnmgrogan.com and sign up today. That's johnmgrogan.com. And don't forget, subscribe to Advancing Your World on your favorite podcast app.